The Trump administration withdrawing our country from the United Nations Human Rights Council. Here's UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Roll tape.
For too long, the Human Rights Council has been a protector of human rights abusers and a cesspool of political bias. The Council ceases to be worthy of its name. Such a council, in fact, damages the cause of human rights.
Joining us now is the author of this book, The End of Europe. Now, there's a title I could go for. James Kirchick is with us, and he's with the Brookings Institution. Good morning, James. How are you?
Good morning. Great. Thanks for having me.
Do you agree with this decision to pull out of the Human Rights Council? Because I welcome it.
I agree as well. I think it's a farce, this body. It allows dictatorships and thugocracies and authoritarian states that are really the world's worst human rights abusers to sit in judgment of democracies. And if you just look at the number of resolutions every year that attack Israel, which is the only democracy in the Middle East, it's appalling. I mean, there are more resolutions dedicated to this tiny little country, this democracy, than any other country in the world, North Korea, Venezuela, Cuba, what have you. So I'm not really sure what good the United States is doing by sitting in these meetings.
James, this is a long shot, but is that a precursor to us leaving the United Nations, period?
No, I don't see that happening. And I think the UN is still a worthy institution. It's at least a forum where we can have these conversations. The Security Council is an important body for deciding very important security issues. But the UN Human Rights Council is a sham, and it's good that the U.S. is leaving it.
Bearing in mind the title of your book, The End of Europe, I want to ask you about Angela Merkel, because I think her political future is still in some jeopardy. But my bottom line is that immigration ruined Europe, really broke up Europe. And am I going too far?
Well, it certainly has had the political effect of dividing the Union. And you saw the decision that she made in 2015 really pitted Germany against many of its neighbors, particularly in Central and Eastern Europe. And it's causing her serious political problems in Germany as well. The reasons why there's been this political crisis in Berlin over the past week is because her coalition partner in Bavaria, the Christian Social Union, was basically pressing her to take a tougher stance on asylum seekers because they're now facing a challenge from a far-right party in Bavaria. And so it's absolutely had a very serious effect.
Do you see a parallel between the migrant army that marched into Europe and upset politics and what's going on our southern border, and what may happen on our southern border if there's not an army but a mass walk onto the border of people from Nicaragua, El Salvador, etc., etc.? A parallel?
I think that we've definitely underestimated the salience of immigration and the importance that it has for people. I mean, the government in Italy is now what we would call a populist government of, a left-wing populist party and a right-wing populist party, but they're really brought together largely on this issue of immigration. And I think now in the United States, despite these pictures that we're seeing over the past couple days, they're very sad and unfortunate, but I'm not sure it's actually going to hurt Donald Trump that much because there's a real, that's why he was elected. That it was to enforce the border and to build a wall.
Yeah, look, if you get a crush of people arriving at the border suddenly, this attempted mass migration, and the Democrats let them in for whatever reason, I think the Democrats have a political problem and Donald Trump does not. I think he wins.
I think you may be right, and I'm not making a moral judgment on this issue, but I do think that people on the left and the Democrats, I think they underestimate the support that Donald Trump has for his position on immigration.
Okay. James, you work for the Brookings Institution. Do they give you a hard time when you appear on programs like this?
No, not at all. We're nonpartisan and support intellectual diversity, and that's why I'm here.
Intellectual diversity? Well, that's, okay, that's fine. Well, welcome to the show. Thank you, James. We'll see you again soon.